What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well, and hopefully you've watched yesterday's video. If not, definitely go check it out, and let's jump straight into things. So you'll see how on Monday we did run out these Friday highs, and then we can see we've had quite a large reversal and price is starting to pull back in on itself now. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, I did want to see price drop earlier in the week and start I wanted to see if price could start looking for this imbalance on dollar and start trading into this bullish order block right here. So this is still relevant. I still want to see if we can get down into the bullish order block. It's just I didn't anticipate us to take out that Friday high, but nonetheless, you can see that stops have been accumulated, and now you'll see as we drop to the lower time frames that price is starting to move towards our original target of this bullish order block. One thing to take note of is there is a imbalance here as well if price wants to drop down into this one. But moving into Tuesday, I am expecting a continuation, and we do have PPI, so I am looking for price to continue to the downside, to trade down into this fair value gap and this, well, not even fair value gaps, those are volume imbalances. So yeah, let's drop down to the 4 hour, take a closer look, and you'll see how price ran out these highs right here. So it's accumulated buy stops, and then we've had a nice reversal at the top, and now you can see our price is just coming off of that. Now this is displacement, as in we've taken out, you see this bullish order block, we've taken out that. So as far as I'm concerned, this bullish order block should provide resistance now, especially on the 4 hour. So if I draw that out, moving into tomorrow, I don't think price should be able to trade back through that. I'm looking for, I'd expect this to provide enough resistance for price to keep sending it lower basically. So it's going to act as a breaker, high, low, higher, high, run out these stops, and then we drop lower. So if we would chase back into there, I'll be looking for shorting opportunities on dollar with the expectation to run where? Into our bullish order block right here and try and fill this volume imbalance from the daily. On the 1 hour, we can take a closer look, and you can see how we've just only very recently come down and made, had quite an aggressive move from 3 p.m. right until 6 p.m., which is interesting. I'm not sure if it was the back off news or whatnot, but what's also interesting is that this is the Sunday opening price, and we're now below that. So this is another PD array that we can use that should add to our reasoning as to why we want to see price find resistance at this level, as in price shouldn't need to trade back above here now until we're done in the discount. And as far as I'm concerned, this volume imbalance here and this volume imbalance here needs to get traded to first. So we do have some relatively equal lows below here, and we will see similar ones on euro and pound, in terms of highs. So it is possible that price may get down into this outside liquidity. It just depends on how we treat this imbalance, because if price manages to find support and trade outside of it, then it's likely we're going to continue and try and reach the top of that weekly fair value gap I've had my eyes on for a while. If we obviously drop through it, then I'd expect this outside liquidity to get ran. So realistically, I'm not really I'll get rid of this. This is my only line of defense, in that if price manages to get through here, I'll be looking for this sell side. If we find support in here, I'll be looking for this buy side for the rest of the week, but we can talk about that tomorrow. But overall, this is where I want to find resistance. And if we just quickly put the daily dividers on, so we've got Sunday opening there, we've got Monday here, and then we've got Tuesday, and then PPI is on the Tuesday as well. So it's just nice to see that we're now below that Sunday opening price, and we can use that as resistance. And this is clear displacement to the downside. We want to see a continuation. However, I'm happy to see us rally slightly first up to there, maybe during London, to create the high of the day. And I want to see expansion move rolling over into the new day to then reach our imbalance and potentially these lows. So we'll go to the 5 minute just to get a close look at price. And you'll see, again, beautiful run on stops right here as we took out buy side liquidity here. Again, buy side liquidity up here on a lower time frame. Grab those stops and look at how price bumps it. We bump it once, twice, run the stops, and then we have displacement to the downside. So in terms of a breaker, we can look at this as a breaker. Like, we could argue that we are technically trading through one now. If this is the case, then we can expect a lot of downwards price action, but we will know more information tomorrow, obviously. But my point is, if this is a breaker, then we could be looking as far as these lows to be getting traded to this week. But I don't want to talk too much on that right now. Just moving into tomorrow, though, this is the very highest I'd want to see price trade for me to remain bearish on dollar. Any higher than this, as in if it gets through that level, then I'd probably expect us to just fill that fair value gap in as I anticipated originally. So yeah, that's going to be everything on pound. What could on dollar, sorry. What could also easily happen as well, though, is the fact that it's left this low intact. If we get through here then we are going to likely fill the fair value gap. This is the weekly fair value gap high, and it will come for these lows later on. Like, it could intentionally just be engineering liquidity, as in it's left these lows. You see these relative equal lows. It could be leaving these maybe for the end of the week or maybe for next week to stay intact. So if we get back above that Sunday level, we do need to be very careful. But ideally it doesn't, and then we can use this as an easy target for price, and down here as well. So I hope that all makes sense. Let's now head on to GBP USD, and I will remove everything. If we go to the daily, you'll see that GBP traded quite aggressively lower and then has pulled back in its range as well and started trading higher. If you watched yesterday's video, you'll know that I'm looking for price to trade up into this fair value gap very specifically, and we are nearly at that now after having that large reversal. So I do expect price is going to be able to reach into that, and if we get above that, we will be likely running for these highs. But it all depends on how price acts once it gets to this fair value gap. Same on dollar, with that discount PD array I was talking about. I'll show you that now. With this fair value gap or volume imbalance, once price gets there, it could easily reverse out of it and continue on higher, or it's going to drop lower, and then we can start looking for more short-term opportunities. So we just have to pay close attention to where price is at. So if we get here and it's PPI and we see that price is looking to reverse, then obviously we're going to continue lower. But if we're above it and we're at PPI, then we can start looking for this buy side to get ran as a target. A few things to take note of. We have an inversion fair value gap on the daily between this low and this high. If we drag that through, and then if we go to the 1 hour, that gives us now the very lowest I'd expect price to trade tomorrow if we're going to remain bullish. But if we go to the 15 minute, we can get a better look, and you'll see that we have a nice swing low, fair value gap, and then we also have a breaker down here. But because of how much of a premium we're in already, I doubt price is going to make it all the way back down to here. And looking at this consolidation, it looks like this bearish order block is what we should pay attention to. So this range between this low and this high, really I'm paying attention to this, as in I'd expect price to be able to find support in here to keep pushing it higher and filling this imbalance, and like I said, potentially run out this buy side liquidity. So if we mark out the Sunday opening price here and here, you'll see that this is right here, and you'll see how look at how prices just ran above it. Again, we should be able to price shouldn't need to drop that below that Sunday opening price. I'm not saying that this is necessarily the low of the week, but once we're back above it, it should act as support. So when we drop down to it, we need to pay close attention to see, can we find support at it, and if we do, then we can easily target this fair value gap, and like I said, potentially fill this range and just run out this buy side liquidity in general, assuming that dollar finds the same resistance and we're running lower. So I will just quickly get the other daily dividers up just so it's easier for us. We have the 14th, which is tomorrow. Again, PPI is at 8:30, so it all depends on where price is at when it comes to 8:30. So if we're in a nice discount of the day, so if we're below the opening price at 8:30, then I'd be looking for longs, expecting us to run into these highs and then potentially up to here. Or if we've already traded into this premium, or maybe if we've already traded into this premium, we might just get a classic New York reversal on the back of PPI, and price starts running for those Monday lows. Because remember, this imbalance, as far as I'm concerned, price can fill it, but if we're still bearish on the higher time frame, which I am, then these lows would be a nice juicy target for price. So it's a matter of just seeing where price is at when it gets to around 7 a.m. So let's just have that excuse me, marked out. So let's finish up on Euro USD. And similarly, excuse me, we'll look at the weekly here as well. Again, if you watch yesterday's video, you'll know I was expecting pretty much a down close week, but and I wanted to see the high get made today or tomorrow. And you can see again, we had quite a large down day, but then price has completely retraced on itself and is coming back into its range, which is ideal for us. So I'm happy for price to continue to trade on higher. Why? We want to see continued rallying, and we have that imbalance I was talking about right here. So it'd be nice to see if price can fill that, which I do believe it will, and then we do have some highs up here. But like I said, I do think it's unlikely that price is going to be able to reach into this buy side, because if price manages to take out these highs, this is a whole reversal, and price will start running for these highs, and we'll be in an uptrend basically at that point, which isn't impossible, but I doubt it's going to happen at this point. That's the same for dollar. If we manage to take out these lows, it's a whole reversal on dollar, and then we'll start looking for these lows, which I do believe will eventually get grabbed. It's just that I'm not convinced it's finished on the upside. So I'd rather see us fill the imbalance, maybe fill this imbalance, trade into this bullish order block from the daily, and then come off of that and trade higher for the rest of the week. So that's just something to take into consideration. But again, it all depends on where we are at PPI and how it's behaving around these, because we could see the high of the week get made even this Tuesday and Wednesday, which is what we want to see in general. But we've had some beautiful large expansion towards the end of the day today, which is interesting. Again, it could easily fill this whole imbalance. I'll be happy with that. But this is the daily imbalance, so this is the main area where I'd want to see price start to reverse, if it's going to at all. Here's the 15-minute, and again, we want to look at that Sunday opening price and acknowledge the fact that we are now above that Sunday opening price. So let's get that delineated. Draw that out, make it dashed. And again, I'm happy for price to drop there, maybe create the low tomorrow. Maybe take out this low, create the low for Tuesday, and then I want to see price continue to expand higher. Why? To try and fill this fair value gap. And remember, we have this whole imbalance between this low and this high. This is all an imbalance, so price still needs to fill all of that, and I'd be happy for price to do so. And then if this is a full-on reversal, we will run out these highs. It's just a matter of how we're acting once we get to this premium, because this is quite a strong consolidation, and I wouldn't be surprised if we just tapped into that and then price reversed on the back of it, and then we can start looking for shorts for the rest of the week. So there's a lot to consider. We'll have a lot more information tomorrow, but moving into London session, London's where I'm going to be looking for most of my setups, as we enter that Tuesday, I'm looking for price to drop. I want to see price in a nice discount, ideally trading into this consolidation right here. Ideally, I want to see price drop down into this consolidation. This should be able to provide support in line with that Sunday opening price to then help us send price higher, it up into this premium. And again, if we look at the trading range, this high to this low, we're just above that 50% level. Classic for price to return to that 50% level and run stops and then continue higher. So that's something to consider as well. And again, high. You see how price has failed to take out that high just now. They've done that intentionally. They're leaving that there for a reason. Why? Because they'll probably sweep it on the back of PPI or high impact news or later on in the week. So that's something to consider. Like, there's a reason they're leaving these highs intact, but it's probably going to be juice for the markets tomorrow. So that's going to be everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, smash subscribe, join the mailing list, and join the Discord. I'm very lonely in there. I'm talking to myself in there, literally. So do join. And yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.